All right, we're here with Earthworks, and they're here to tell us about how wonderful this pond is.
It's going to be reverse roles. It's roughly been a year.
Yeah, we knew when the freeze came back around that it was a 1 year time frame.
That's right.
So how have you guys liked it for the past whole entire year?
Gosh, we're just loving it. You know, it's an extension of our living space, and so we can just come out here and be comfortable either swimming or just drinking coffee or enjoying my hot tub.
Yeah, we added a little hot tub, which is new since you've been here. It's just a simple design that rotates the water through a small heater.
Yeah.
And so you can fill it and get it up to water temperature that's comfortable in about 45 minutes.
Off of just a small propane tank. You've got a little propane tank heating it up.
And then we have a bigger propane tank on the whole pool. So we've got some tropical fish in here that aren't as cold hardy as the goldfish are. So we are keeping the whole pool at about 70 degrees during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because, I mean, they've got all kinds of fun stuff going on in here, but their tropical fish needed to stay above 70 degrees, so which is really nice for you because you get to swim all winter long.
Yeah, you can still get in there and swim.
Not Jen.
Not me.
Not Jen.
I can like dip my toe in, but
Yep. Yeah, so over the year though, I've also noticed you've added a couple more creatures to it. Besides the archer fish, which are really cool, they shoot these beams of water out of the water at like insects and different things on the sides, but I've saw some big little baseball looking things in here.
Yeah, we've got some giant channel apple snails from South America, and they are perpetuating themselves in here, so that's kind of an ongoing thing. At some point there were too many snails, so we were able to bring some to work. We have some lizards at work that like to eat snails. They're specialized in snails. That's what their whole deal is, and so we get them a big snail, they just obliterate it. Like they just crunch it, and you can see almost a grin on their face while they're eating it.
Yeah, I've never had a client before that grows snails to give them to the lizards to eat. So that's a first. That's a first for us. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, we like to be a first.
yeah.
There's a lot of firsts here.
But we've been through the whole, cycle. Even though we took water from another pond that helped cycle this thing pretty quickly, we definitely still went through that big algae bloom with the hair algae. But we like being out here. We like being in it, and it's just a different version of gardening. You're gardening in the water. You're taking care of getting some of the algae out and reestablishing where you want plants to grow and so forth. And it's great. And we got this little thing so when you're in the water, you can just put this right on the surface and it breaks the water tension. There's no reflection. You can lay your iPhone in there and video,
just film.
but you can see things you don't see normally because you can get closer up, so I can see what the snails are up to, or I can see some of my sharks are darker and they spend more time on the bottom. You can see all that really well through here.
So he just wades in the water, playing around. Instead of having a snorkel gear, you can just have this and check it out. You have, yeah. Completely clear view, yeah. It's almost like it's a magnifying glass. It kind of feels that way.
Right. There's two big snails right there. Wouldn't even know they were there with that.
Yeah, those snails blend in so well.
Yeah.
Another one on the backside there. Yeah, so what's the future for the Brueggen backyard?
Just enjoying this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot we want to.
What else do you need to do?
This started off perfect and just kind of even like fleshed itself out, like just everything, all the cactus settling in and all the other great plants settling in, and the fish just grown up and they're reproducing, and so we're just
it's nice. It's nice not to have to think, oh, well, there's a lot more to do out here. The thing is self-sufficient. Like I said, there's no filter to clean out. We're not popping open the thing and having to muck it out every 6 months or anything like that. It's in its own natural balance and doing what it's supposed to do, and it's kind of maintenance free as far as that goes.
That was the point, right? We over-engineered it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you do a swim pond, you won't want a lot of work.
No.
Well, it's actually interesting because I tell a lot of customers, when you do like an 8x10 pond, there's sometimes as much work on the 8x10 pond as there is on this big pond of yours.
Well,
Just
probably more if you do it with a filter system like most people do them.
Yep.
You're designing the way you guys are designing them. everything's in balance. That's what changes the game. Is there's not a yucky, nasty spot to clean out. It's all going through this beautiful filter that's filled with the right bacteria. I know everybody.
It's kind of hidden too.
And they think that's a bad thing, but this is good bacteria.
Yeah.
And it's right there. No one knows it. That's, you know, it's a quarter of the pond. It's there digesting what it's supposed to digest. So I could have probably 4 times the fish load in here, and it would still all be fun.
Yeah, I love
easily.
explaining to my family, especially, they're like, you have like a pond and you swim in it, you're not putting chemicals in it? We're like, no, we're trying to explain that ecosystem balance.
No, and they don't get it.
And
they don't get it.
Like, how do you maintain it? How do you clean it? How do you get the leaves off the screen? And like my grandma was adamant, how do you get the leaves off the screen? We're just like, well, we don't. We got the screen. We don't have to worry about the leaves.
Yep.
Exactly. They're not in the pool.
That's the point. You got to live it to understand it, you know? Or just be addicted to this lifestyle.
Yeah. This is perfect for us, being that eco-minded.
Well, we've seen how well it works. So now Ed is supposed to be working on a giant version for that alligator swamp in the back of the zoo. And so, I want that same technique, is to have it all rotating and filtering naturally. Because we host, I don't know, 1,000+ birds that aren't ours, but they're pooping in our water.
And it's disgusting. Bird poop is horrible.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
And so, in the zoo field, working with hippopotamus or penguins, they're both 2 of the worst.
Pretty gross.
So he's designing that on the same technique, is to help us get that water as clean as possible.
Yeah. If you guys ever get a chance to go to Illinois, there's that free zoo, Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And he did that. Did he ever tell you about the bird exhibit he did there?
Flamingos, right?
Yeah. So it's just a free-formed, I think it's concrete. The whole thing's concreted. But I'm telling you, poor Ed and a select few of CACs, I did not volunteer for it. I did not want to get in. But, I mean, they were wading in bird hip high.
Flamingos are pretty nasty.
Yeah. And because it's been so many years of just poop in there. But he did what he's going to be doing with like yours by putting extra biological filters on at key locations, and then having an intake on one end. And I'm telling you, within 2 years, that waste, without physically removing it, was down to like nothing.
That's great.
It's insane what those filters can do.
And that's, like marrying that technology with what's already in the natural ecosystem kind of really makes a big difference.
Huge.
This client is not asking for their money back guarantee. They love it so much that they're going to keep it, and they're going to enjoy it the rest of their lives.
It's a good thing, because we don't do a money back guarantee.
I mean, when it went in, I told Greg, like, actually, the way that it's angled, if you could just shift it, his heart sank, and then he was like, no.
Yes. Yeah.
But
he deserves every bit of messing with him. Karma, I'm telling you. Yeah.
I'll always remember that split-second moment where he's just like...